Hey everyone, I'm Jennifer Whitacre, trauma specialist, and welcome back to my channel. It's great to have you here. And if you're new, welcome. It's wonderful to have you here for the first time. Today, I'm doing another short video in my series on autism. And that's because I'm autistic and I'm just now getting to the point where I'm starting to share that with the world. And today's topic is prosopagnosia. Prosopagnosia is also known as face blindness or facial agnosia. And this is a neurological difference that's characterized by the inability to recognize faces. Some individuals have a really difficult time recognizing people out of context or recognizing faces. And so an example of context could be, let's say there's a woman that you know from church, and in the middle of the week, you run into her at the grocery store. It might be a little bit awkward because if she has prosopagnosia, she might not be able to make the connection in her mind where she knows you from. So it could seem a little bit awkward. And that is a form of prosopagnosia. And the degree to which a person experiences prosopagnosia can vary greatly. Some individuals may just have trouble discriminating between unknown faces, like picking one person from another out of the crowd. Others may have trouble recognizing faces of people that they recently met, and you might find them asking over and over again, like, oh, can you tell me your name one more time, please? I'm so sorry. Some may have trouble recognizing the faces of people that they're familiar with, and this could include close friends, loved ones, family members. And some individuals are even unable to recognize their own face. Now, prosopagnosia is a condition that can result from congenital influence, from damage. There are several ways it can happen, but it's an impairment to the right fusiform gyrus in the brain. And this is an area in the brain that seems to coordinate the neural systems involved in facial perception. And other reasons that somebody might have prosopagnosia could be the result of a stroke or a traumatic brain injury, or it could come from certain neurodegenerative diseases. And some people, especially if it's an autistic or Asperger's individual, was probably born with it. Some degree of prosopagnosia is common among the autism and Asperger's community. And it tends to be a little bit more common within the autism and Asperger's community than it is among the general population. So again, if an autistic person asks you who you are or is struggling to remember you, this is what's happening. There are no hidden agendas. It doesn't mean that the autistic person doesn't think you're important to them. It doesn't mean that they haven't paid attention to you or that they're dismissing you. But sometimes that's what we're accused of if we don't recognize a face or if we have to ask for your name multiple times. Sometimes neurotypical people can take our behaviors to mean something that it doesn't. Sometimes we're accused of just dismissing somebody, or they'll get offended thinking they're not worthy of being remembered by us. Therefore, why bother trying to be friends with us? Another person might mistake an autistic individual with prosopagnosia as being snobby, uppity, or acting too good to be around me because, my goodness, I just talked to her the other day and now she acts like she don't recognize me. Well, it's very possible that she doesn't if she has prosopagnosia. Now, I find this really interesting. A study conducted by Harvard Medical School and the VA Boston healthcare system suggests that prosopagnosia is more common than previously believed. And this is not just within the autistic and Asperger's community, this is within the general population. Now, the results of this study was published in the journal Cortex in February 2023, just a month ago. And the study indicates that 1 in 33 people in the general population meet the criteria for prosopagnosia. That's a huge percentage of people. And so that translates into more than 10 million Americans. So the chances of you knowing and interacting with at least one person, and highly likely several more, who suffer from prosopagnosia, it's extremely high. So this is something that's important to be aware of, because we might be misconstruing somebody else and how they're responding to us, especially if they don't recognize us. So please consider other reasons if somebody doesn't recognize you. It doesn't mean that they're being a jerk or they're too good for you, or why bother trying to foster a friendship or a relationship with somebody if they can't remember your face. It literally could be a neurological condition that they're dealing with. And keep in mind too that taking offense in such situations and taking it personally, that could point to your own unresolved issues and emotional sensitivities rather than the ill intentions or shortcomings of the other person. So that's why it's so important to share this information, because it can start to reduce the things that offend us in the world. I hope you've learned something today, and that what you've learned can enhance your future interactions, not only with autistic and Asperger's individuals, but with everyone. All right, see you next time, everyone, and happy self-discovery.